I mean, makes enough sense to review this for June, right? So, Dragonlocked is an insane demon made by Frost Dragon GD and verified by Rio D Dragon GD in 2021. Perfect people for the job, right? It's a remake of Deadlocked in the glow style, introducing a new duel and a dragon boss fight. Technically two, though there's a pretty similar take on the boss fight in the original. This level's main claim to fame, though, is its position on the IDL, being number 6 as of 2.206 being released. Regarding the people here, Frost's most notable act, I guess, is making Kraken's Curse, a rainy storm level known for... actually, I don't know really. From asking around, it seems like it was a weekly demon that a bunch of people played for some reason, probably because it's a pretty solid level. I haven't beaten it though. On the other hand, Ryu is known for being someone that people might call cracked. Even if their current hardest is Rust, at the time it was still Cybernetic Crescent, which was pretty impressive. Like, even if it's off the list now, at the time it was 37, like that's nothing to sneeze at. Now, what is the level like though? Well, let's get into that right now. The gameplay in this level is very well crafted and fun to execute. It's basically just a more modern take on Deadlocked, featuring most of the major beats. The I like this ship, the waves at the start of each drop, most of it is still there. However, as an astute observer might have noticed, two major new alterations have been made from the original, those being the duel now in place of the memory ship part and the dragon boss fights, each replacing the original dragon boss fight and the forgettable ball and UFO at the end of Deadlocked. I'm a big fan of these, as they make the level more obviously distinct while also just being fun parts on their own right. So let's talk about them. The first dragon boss fight is pretty unnoteworthy considering the thing that is the most different in that part is the deco, though the duel is pretty fun and doesn't have too much of a learning curve. Of course, the second dragon boss fight is the star of the show though. Well, as much as it can be with its section being 4 bars long, but now that you've killed its co-mate, the remaining dragon just has to bump up the ante and comes at you with more attacks at a higher speed, resulting in this part being the hardest in the entire level. Mostly because you can just straight up forget where to go sometimes, and other times because the first attack is pretty damn tight. Can't say much more about the gameplay aside from it just being varied and well made without going into ramble overdrive, so I'll move on. Oh, you'll see me rambling about an even less relevant part of the level soon though, don't worry. So like, the deco is not something that is all too special, but it doesn't really need to be. I'm not gonna go through all the parts individually, since all of them adapt Deadlocked while adding some of Frost's flair to the level. Similarly to the gameplay, they updated the level to give it a sleek 2021 look, with more intricate designs, structuring, and glow to date the level, and to really make the colors pop. Dude, what the hell is that voice that just came out of my mouth? Jesus Christ. That use of color, though, is what makes the level so visually appealing to me. Tons of appealing gradients and color palettes make the level a feast for the eyes, though they're probably a little bit reliant on the purple part of the color wheel. I guess don't let less near this level, cause, you know. I guess the most noteworthy visual aspects of this level are the dragon boss fights, and yeah, they look pretty well made. No choppy movements or design flaws, they're just like basic ass dragons to make the level name make sense. I mean, not like the level name didn't make sense already, it's basically a scaly party over here. I like the fact that they stay kinda faithful to the original 2.0 dragons, since they're all black with white eyes, like, that's a pretty cute detail. But regardless, this level does a good enough job in the visual department. Alright, the song, well I mean it's Deadlocked by F777. If you found your way over to this video, I'm sure you know how it sounds and that it sounds good. The level makes use of it pretty well, achieving the bare minimum and then some. That then some in particular being the second boss fight with the swift synced attacks. Of course though, I didn't use Deadlocked. I used the 2011 Big Room House smash hit Toulouse by Nicky Romero. Sped up from its 128 BPM to 135 BPM, since that's the BPM of Deadlocked, and chopped around a little bit so the parts make sense with Deadlocked and don't drag on for too long, get it? I'm a big fan of it because of its iconicity, particularly extruded by its music video, that got taken down in favor of the 2020 remix's music video for some reason. I don't know what's up with that, but it works surprisingly well in place of Deadlocked, I'd say. Probably because of that deep bass sound that is in the drops of both songs. Sure, Toulouse may be in 4/4 and Deadlocked may be in 12/8, but both following such similar structures, well, at least for this cut of Toulouse, both being electro songs and both already being in the same key of F minor makes them still work pretty well in place of one another. What were we talking about again? Right, the song. It's Deadlocked, it's good. This level is ultra fun. I'd highly recommend it to any seekers of high insane demons and IDL sleuths out there. Dude, you will double dot diacritics in that. While I was able to breeze through it, since I'm obviously just so good at the game, beware that this level is literally 6 on the IDL as of Pride Month starting. So it's pretty fucking hard. Anyways, that's it from me. So adios and happy Pride Month.